Okay, I'm going to really quickly show people how to mod deck graphics, skateboard deck graphics, because I just added that. So with the new build, you'll be able to do this. Real quick, I'll just run the game first, just so you can see what I'm talking about in general. So when you're in the game at any time, you can switch to walking mode, and then you can sit by hitting the B button or the whatever it is on the PlayStation, I forget. And in here, in deck, there's a whole bunch here that are default with the game. So here's a whole bunch of graphics that I've got that people have donated. Come join our community and throw some in here also. So anyway, these ones I've just included with the build. So it's just wanted to show you these are here they are, and they're all here. What I've done is I've made a couple quick new ones here. So I've made this one, and this one, and this one, just some quick junk on my desktop, and I'm going to show you how to mod, because right now I'm running the game off of like the built executable. This isn't in this is literally the same as what's on Steam when you're playing at home. Cool. So first things first, what you're going to notice is there's a new folder. When you look in Steam, like on your you can do that here. I'll show you real quick. At any given time, you can go manage, browse local files, and then that'll take you to where your files are. This build isn't on Steam yet, so I'm just doing it on my local that I push to Steam. So you do that, and you find where it's located on your computer. So here you go. When you're inside here, you're going to see two new things. There's a new customization.cfg and there's a new customization folder. So what I'm going to do is all the assets that have to do with customization, so everything that has to do with the skater, the deck, and future stuff like bikes, whatever, and all that stuff, it's all just going to be inside here. So right now what's in here is the skateboard, and what's in here is the deck, and then it's going to be graphics. I don't support the top graphic or the grip tech graphic yet. That's going to come next. I just wanted to get the system going. So what is supported is the bottom graphic. And what's in there is all the default ones that come with the game so far. So are you following me? That's where everything is. So right now, this stuff has been sort of extracted. It's not inside the executable anymore. It's been pulled out, and it's in a folder that you can access. So they're all right here. Deck graphic bottom is all the ones that come with the game. They're not packed into the executable anymore. I've separated things so they load separate. So here they're all sitting out here. So what you can do is you can add new ones to this, but in order to do that, I'm going to show you this process. So what's going on here is back in the root, this customization file tells the game about everything that's inside here. That's default. And then you're going to have to add kind of your own file, and I'll show you how to do that, that tells the game about everything that's modded, that's new. So let's have a look at it. The customization file, let's just open this with Notepad, and you can see all it is some information here about where the folders are, and then it's information here so far just about the deck graphic bottom. And what this is like a little lookup table essentially. So here's the name. So this is what will appear in the drop down. Blank wood, blank paint, and then here's the actual file name. So the deck blank wood JPEG, deck blank paint JPEGs. So it's just a way to set up the text that's going to be in the drop down and link it to the actual file, the graphic file. So this is the defaults that are in the game already. So if you want to make a mod, if you want to add new decks to your level, this is what you do. First, take the customization file and copy it, then go into the folder that you want to add mods to. In this case, it's going to be customization, skateboard, deck, graphic bottom. That's the only thing that has customizations right now. So here they are. They're all here right now, and that's the default ones, and they're known by the file over there. So paste this file in here and rename it to mods.cfg. So what'll happen is the game will always look, it'll know, it'll find out, hey, the default stuff's in here, and then it'll look in here, it'll be, are there any mods? And the way it'll look for mods is by looking for a mods file. Now this mods file, you're going to want to edit it. It doesn't need to be the same as the default customizations one. All it needs is a section, so you can get rid of that top section, and you can rename this just to mods. That's all. And all it has to know is this whole section is just mods. And what you can do is you can delete all of these except like one of them, so you have an example. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to add these three new graphics that I just made that I showed you. That was these ones here, right? This and this and this. They're really crappy, really dumb, but they're there's something obvious so I can tell if they're in the game. So I'll just move those into here so they're here now, right? And get the name of it. So copy the name of the file. There you go. And then here we go. So I'll come over here to my new mods file that I've got, and I'm going to call this something. I'm going to call this pink black, right? Whatever. And then here's the actual file name. So this is what will show up in the drop-down list, and then this is what the actual file name is. So I know I'm going to add like 3 of these, so I can just go bang bang like this. And let's see, number 2, I'm just going to call it orange blue. I'm going to be really unoriginal here. And that was deck number 2, right? And then the last one I'll call it orange red or yellow red. Just to be super obvious, just so I know it's there, because this is just a quick test. So there we go. I have taken the existing customization config, made a copy of it, called it mods config. So it just has one section now called mods, and then I've just put my 3 that I've added to this folder. So again, just to review, back in the root folder of Cheapskate now, there's a new file called customization CFG, and there's a new folder called customization CFG. All the default customizations will exist there, and then you can add your mods. Customization CFG knows about all the default stuff that's in here, and when you add anything new, you have to also add a mods file so the game knows about what's new. And that's just the way it goes. The CFG files are what tells the game. It doesn't just parse things. So this is how it keeps separate, so from stuff that comes with the build and stuff that you add, so the stuff that you add doesn't get nuked. So this is our process. Again, I'll just quickly review. You copy the customization CFG file, you go to the folder that you want to add stuff to and paste it in there. You rename it to mod CFG, and you simplify it to one section called mods, and then you add your decks, your files, essentially just this, the text name equals the file name, and then the game will take care of the rest. So you can save that, and then now you can run the game. Whoops, let's just go back to the game and we'll run it here. So here we go, move it out of the way. Play. I'll switch to walking mode here, I'll sit down, and then you'll see they've been added to the bottom of the list. So what it did is when the game first started, it found this, our customizations, which we already have here. I don't need to open this. It found this, it loaded all these into the drop down in order. See, here's Blankwood at the top, here's Cheapskate Mag Worn at the bottom. Blankwood at the top, Cheapskate Mag Worn at the bottom. See, it added them in that order. And then what it did is it said, hey, do we have any mods? Let's go into that folder, customization, skateboard, deck, graphic bottom. Let's see if there's a mods file. It did find a mods file. It was like, cool, let's open it up and check it out. See if it has a mods section. It does. Let's get all these and add them to the list. And it added them in order to the bottom. So you see pink, black is first, and yellow, red is the last one. You come down here, here's pink, black, here's yellow, red. So there you go. So I can select them, and here it is. Here's pink, black, here's orange, blue, here's yellow, red. This is like real like high art. So I'll just use this and run around now, and here I am. And it's safe. So say I leave the game now, I'm like, all right, I'm out, boom. And then I decide, or who knows, like I remove these, and they're no longer in here. And I delete this mods file, or here, let's just move it in case I want to use it. Yeah, don't worry about it. And then if I run the game, it's safe because it'll just fall back. It did save. I forgot to show you the save. It'll fall back to the Blankwood deck at all times. And then here you can see when we sit down, they're no longer in that list. Right? It ends at the Cheapskate Mag Worn. All these are all still here and all that, but the Cheapskate Mag, whatever, those 3 that I'd added aren't. And then I'll add them back real quick. I can just show you. Customization, skateboard, deck, graphic bottom. Here's the 3 graphics. Paste, so I'll just move them here, whatever. And then here's my mods file, that config file. And then now when I run, let that run. See that they pop up, they'll be all there again. What's also cool is it remembers. So it remembered the name of the deck that I had. So remember when I removed them, it fell back. it still kept it in my save file, and it was like, yo, I'm still gonna try to like use that one, and it did, which is great. So here we go, and then yeah, exactly, I can come down here and it has it selected. I can select something different, and I've got that. I can select the appropriate one and exit and come back, like let's do pink black kind of thing, and then just quit and then start up again, and you'll see we still have pink black. So it's safe, it's okay, you know, you can select one and then get rid of it, and run the game again. The game won't crash. It'll always like safely fall back, and there it is. See, it does remember the ones we've added. So I'm looking forward to seeing like cool stuff people add. Feel free to, you know, obviously always join our Discord and come and hang out. This should help people who are like having fun making deck graphics to be able to test now, because you can like do the graphic and then you can look at it and see how it looks. Like sometimes, here's a good example. How about Cheap Ass? You see Cheap Ass, you can see there's some writing. Here, let me switch to the trucks. Yeah. You see the cheapskate writing right over here? It's underneath the truck. So it's like you could now go and edit that image and move the cheapskate a little bit down so it's not onto the truck, and then try it again and go, okay, cool, I like it how it is now. So this will allow people to tweak their graphics better because they can see them in game like really quickly and tweak them. And then feel free to, you know, hop into the our Discord and then say, yo, I created this cool one, do you want to include it, you know, in the game as a default, because I've just been adding, you know, stuff that people make because it's fun. But this is, again, like just pure mods also. You can just make stuff if you want for yourself for fun, just to have locally so that when you're playing you have your own cool stuff. But like I said, come, you know, join the community, come and hang out on our Discord. But this should help people who are making, who have been submitting, to be able to just do it better, because you can test and you can see your stuff appropriately. Because like different things, like maybe, no, that one's fine, what's an example? Sometimes some things were like upside down. Yeah, like this, right? It was upside down. He submitted a new one for me, I just haven't replaced it yet. But he would have had a chance to just do it himself and like get it all straightened how he wanted before he submitted it to me. So I'm pretty excited about this whole process. I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to check this in now and make a new build. And then, yeah, I'll make this video live. Hopefully that was straightforward. I can review it again really quick. And I'm going to do the same for the top graphic and for the grip tape, so that you'll be able to add your own graphic for the top graphic and your own graphic for the grip tape. So not like a graphic on the grip tape, but actually like make a grip tape style of your own, so to speak, as a transparent, so that the graphic underneath shows through. So we'll have like 3 main graphics that do the whole board, the bottom, top, and grip, and they'll all be, you know, like images, and you'll be able to modify them. Cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I just wanted to show people. That's what I've been up to today. So yeah, have fun. Talk to you later.